what is up? It is Maisie with Barbecue by Maisie. If you are new here, you are in for quite the treat. And if you are coming back, I appreciate you. All right, today we are smoking a ham. This is a super simple cook, so don't overthink it. I have a store-bought pre-cooked ham. All we're doing is gonna add a little flavor. So I'm gonna walk you through the process. It's not hard. So sit back, relax, keep your arms and legs in the right at all times, and let's get started on this ham. So we are smoking on the Pit Boss Navigator today. I have another ham video that I smoked on my Brunswick. Either one will work just fine. Starting the cook off at 250 today, I have the Pit Boss Harvest Blend pellet in the smoker today. It is a limited edition. Basically, it's a blend of apple and pecan pellets. If you're not sure what pellet to use, I always suggest starting with the Pit Boss Competition Blend. It's gonna work out nice every single time. I'm gonna stop yapping. It's cold as out here. Let's get this ham seasoned and ready for the smoker, shall we? All right, I have an 8-pound ham, just a little guy, spiral cut. So I am using the tray just while I season it. I'm actually going to put the ham on the smoker, not in the tray to start, but I will be using the tray later. So if you're doing it this way, make sure you hold on to the tray. All right, I'm gonna use mustard as a binder. Remember, if you're using mustard as a binder, you're not going to taste the mustard after the cook. This is going to help your rub stick to your meat. I am using Texas barbecue rub. As far as rub goes, I think a sweet rub always works good on pork. Just gonna season it up nice, liberally. Flip it so we can get these edges. I'm kind of opening up the ham there, getting it down inside. And we're just going to put it right on the grates of our smoker. All right, so we are going to have the ham smoke right on the grates of the smoker for about an hour, hour and a half, and then we are going to put it back into our foil tray or a cast iron pan with some liquid. So I am going to head inside. It's actually Thanksgiving today. So I got lots to do, but I'm going to head back inside. I got a cold Diet Coke on the rocks waiting for me. We're gonna check on this ham in about 1 hour. Let's go. Okay, it has been 1 hour, so it is time to get the ham off the smoker and into some sort of tray or cast iron pan. I opted for tray, so let's get this ham. All right, there is our ham. She is looking pretty, already trying to fall apart on me, you silly little ham. All right, I have got some cherry Coke here. I'm gonna pour that in our tray. And I'm just filling it up. I just want it to kind of sit in here and steam up a little bit. That looks great. So now I'm just going to take my foil and cover it up nice and tight. All right, so now we have our ham wrapped up in foil. It's in a liquid. You don't have to use cherry Coke. You could use any other type of soda, Coke, Dr. Pepper, root beer, apple juice, chicken broth. You just need some sort of liquid. Cover it, put it back on your smoker, and now we're gonna bump our temperature up to 300 degrees for the remaining time of our cook. At this point, we're just trying to get our ham heated up to an internal temperature of about 140 degrees. So that's it. Let's get it on the smoker, shall we? So I'm going to leave this on the smoker for 2 hours before coming out to check it. At that point, we'll see what our internal temperature is. Ham time, it's ham time. All right, so our ham has an internal temperature of 147, so we are going to start the glazing process. Whoop, whoop. So before I glaze it, I poured out most of the liquid. There's just a little bit of liquid in the pan. All right, so I have my glaze. I made it in the house. My husband really likes cherry glaze, so that's what we make almost every time I make a ham. I will post the recipe for my glaze down in the description. Just remember that you can substitute any fruit preserve into this recipe that you want if you're not a fan of the cherry. Let's get started glazing this ham. It is almost done. It is almost time to eat. All right, so at this point you want your ham on the side, and I'm not gonna use all my glaze, but I'm gonna use most of it. I wanna make sure that I get down here in all the pieces, so I'm gonna brush it on. Get in between. Okay, now we're gonna put the ham back on the smoker at 300 degrees. Now I'm gonna continue basting this ham with this cherry glaze about every 10 minutes for the next 30 minutes. All right, so we're almost done. Stick with me here, it's gonna get good. There's one more important step that you don't wanna skip. All right, you can see our glaze is set up real nice on the ham. Okay, so one last step that you can do, totally optional, is go inside and throw it in your oven under the broiler. And it's just gonna make that glaze even better. I promise, just broil it for like 2 to 3 minutes, keep an eye on it. But that's just a little extra step you can take if you're in the mood. All right, my family is inside the house waiting on me to go and eat Thanksgiving with them. I truly appreciate you hanging out with me while we double smoked this ham with a cherry glaze. It was an 8-pound ham. We started at 250 for about an hour, hour and a half, bumped the temperature up to 300 for the rest of the cook. We glazed for the last half hour. Simple. Remember, we're keeping it simple. All right, you guys, you have a great rest of your day. I know I will. Peace.